do you have a system where you're vetting what companies I can deal with them, not them?
Yeah, it comes down to a few criteria. Like if they are a company that has a built-in like claims company with a DBQ company built into it, I'm not touching that. That violates
Oh,
a lot of tenets of the like that crosses legal boundaries. As you can see, there are a couple of companies in the news currently that they have legal action against them. I'm not going to
litigation.
name them. Yep, they've got litigation. So I'm staying away from that because somebody has already, telegraphed that's not cool. And I agree that that's not cool because if you have a built-in like, hey, look, front door, back door approach, like you go in this door and you leave this door and you go into this door and it's a full service thing. How do you get an objective medical opinion from that?
So they say they just providing the necessary medical professionals. How do you keep that from happening? Having it like a one-stop shopping thing. How do you keep that independence and objectivity? What do you think the main issue is that got, in your opinion, how people got into litigation? Is they connected to these medical agencies, their company, or that is just such a seamless transition? What do you think it is in the way they process, fill out the DBQs?
You're talking about a claims company with a built-in doctor in the program.
Oh,
that's what I'm talking about. Like those are the ones that I'm not touching. Like that's the ones. No, well, because you can't be objective. If you come in the door saying, "Hey, look, I want sleep apnea 50%," and then they go from talking like, "Okay, we'll organize your claim, we'll do all this stuff," and then they go to a in-house medical opinion, then there's a bias there. There's no objectivity.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like the money's going, like everybody shares in a shared outcome. Okay.
Because if they don't get the outcome, they might stop using the provider, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like how do you keep your job? You have to there's this really weird expectation of coercion. There's no objectivity. There's no neutrality because they honestly have a built-in thing. Like there's an expectation that if you pay to get sleep apnea and you go to an in-house doctor, what happens if what's the incentive for the in-house doctor to say that you don't have sleep apnea? Like they won't get paid. Nobody will get paid.
It's a financial incentive.
Exactly. So what I'm looking at more is I'm looking at more of these independent medical companies, just the medical companies, to where they can review the evidence. They don't have somebody over them. They're just like, okay, what do you got? And then they review the documents and then they say yes or no based upon the evidence. I'm looking for somebody that also tells people no, right? If the evidence isn't there, they don't try to gin it up.
Did y'all hear that? Go ahead.
And that's what I'm kind of looking for. And I don't it's obviously hard, but I'm kind of like I'm starting off on this process. I think I might have one potential client so far, and whenever I do provide the training to them, I've already said that I'll put that out on my channel that, hey, look, I have given this specific company has contracted me to basically do quality assurance for them.
Now, why do you feel a need to make it public? Because, this is a trial and error thing. Do you want to kind of get the process clarified? Why you think it's best for you to be transparent up front, in my opinion?
Well, because that's what I've told everybody.
Real talk.
I mean, this is your guys' channel. This is the veterans channel for me. Well, no, I do not want to and I don't look down on people because you'll see it. They'll be like, hey, look, go to GSA, Claims Nexus, and if you do that, I get 20% of their so-and-so. I don't want to do that, right? Like, I don't want to try to gin up, partner with a company for a percentage of the fee when I can't control the outcome.
No,
right?
And what
I don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know what the product is, right? So it would be like if I said, hey, look, that's why I'm fine with coffee companies and whatnot, because they have nothing to do with the claims process. But if I feel comfortable saying, hey, look, I have provided formal education about the process to this company right here. And because I have provided this education, they have the most dialed in, at least administratively, they're dialed in to not have your DBQ or medical opinion disqualified for something stupid.
Like, oh, I like that. So,
yeah, so
you're trying to improve the process.
Yes.
That claims or DBQs are completed and turned in. I like that.
Yeah. But see, I keep myself out of the whole, like, I have a financial incentive for 10,000 people going to you guys. I get $30,000 or something like that. I'm not doing that. I get, like, I'm trying to do a setup here where I charge a fee to train them on it.
Yes.
And I'm independent. I don't get a kickback
of any outcomes.
Yes,
so you're independent of any outcomes on how many claims are approved, denied, or whatever.
Yeah, good or bad. And well, I mean, like, hopefully we're trying for the best, but all I'm telling people is, hey, look, they have what formally been trained by me, and there's kind of a follow-up training and whatnot. That's what I'm looking to do, because there's too many people right now, and I'm not digging at anybody, because some people have, like, hey, look, if you go here, you say my name and I'll get 20% of whatever you just paid.
Oh,
you know,
no.
and that's a lot of money.
No, please don't say that. The people doing that out there for real? Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. I am naive because I know a lot of the stuff, but Lord, that's insane. Now, I want to go ahead and finish up.
I've been offered to partner with a certain company in that capacity, and I've turned it down, and it's a lot of money. And for me, and you guys can believe this as far as you want to, but for me, my integrity matters more to me than money.
You wouldn't be talking to us if it didn't. You wouldn't be transparent with your people if it didn't.
Yeah. And I do want to, like, in John Michaels, I mean, honestly, that's what it is. And you can disagree with me, John Michaels. You've come at me a few times with this. I'm not trying to coach people. It's Raider has integrity and wants to help people without coaching. But see, the problem is that to educate people, you can't make it to where the bad act. If you give out good information, the good actors are going to get it, and the bad actors are too. So there's no way to get around educating the bad actors. You just have to hope that you educate the good actors to the point that they never need to use the bad actors. But
yes, now you're gonna make some people mad at you because you cutting into their hustle, bro.
I already have. I mean, you saw Mr. Hughes the other day.
That's what. But see, that's the thing. And what I want to say to you, brother, by doing it the way we did, can't nobody come with you with no. That's why we handle it that way. And I apologize, popping something on you. Can't nobody throw no racism on you because you were straight with it, and that's how we handle it as a family, as a team. You broke it down, because me trying to handle stuff, somebody coming to me a certain way by myself, I'm emotionally involved. When we have a objective party on the other end, then you can clearly articulate what you got to say, and it's put to rest. Now, brother, dealing with this. Hold on, this brother asked this question.
No, if you have I'm not talking about him, John Michaels. But go ahead. U.S. Army Grant.
Yeah, I didn't even pull that one up. But Army Grant say, Raider, who chooses the CNP company you send a person to, or system picks one, I guess, randomly?
So there's this program in the job aid section called ERRA, ERRA. And what we do is we take your zip code and we put it into the ERRA program, and then it tells us, basically it searches a database for your area and sees who has availability for your specific disabilities. There's categories of disabilities. Sometimes the VHA itself doesn't have the providers to be able to do certain exams. So it'll send it off. Yeah. So it'll send it off to a vendor. And it actually just sends it off to a vendor, and it picks a random vendor, whoever has availability or access, and it tries to do so in a very, organized way. So that way, like, QTC doesn't get 90% of the exams done. It'll kind of do who has availability here, and then it randomizes between those agencies.
Brother, I had a question I've been wanting to ask you. I didn't ever get to ask you. It's on my personal military career. I didn't just serve as a combat veteran. Combat veteran. Now, what I'm talking about? Oh Lord, I'm starting to sound like these idiots. I apologize, family.
Just throwing it in my face. It's okay.
I'm sorry. Oh God, I'm family. I apologize for that because I say the word so much. I do it. We was talking about. I apologize. I mean, I didn't just serve as a tanker, armored crewman. I also served unofficially as an 88 Mike, a truck driver, cargo truck driver, and a 77 Foxtrot, a fuel driver. If I got injured or exposed to fuel chemicals, it's not officially on my DD-214. Is it somewhere in my records that when you serve under different MOSs, that's not the MOS that you went into the military on? Because, they often do that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it'll be in your OMPF record, your military personnel file, in which it'll say like, we're going to have them do this job for this amount of time. It just depends on what's in your records. But let's say that you had that situation. What you would do is you would say, hey, look, from this time to this time, I was located at this particular base and they had me doing, fuel truck running, stuff like that, under this particular chain of command. And you give them as much. Yeah. So you just like, I'm part of headquarters platoon. I was running fuel from here to here. You give them as much details as you humanly can. And then that way the VSR will review the OMPF records to see if they can corroborate it.
Okay. Yeah, I was there for a year. Now, Charlton says, Raider, and tell me, how you feel about what he's saying. Raider is saying they DBQ meals like Social Security disability lawyers. Would you draw that comparison?
I'd say worse. Now, sometimes there are companies out there that do DBQs. That's fine, right? In my opinion, that's okay. I don't mind about that. But when you start having a claims company that can start guaranteeing outcomes. So you look at those 5 times companies type thing. Yes. Those are the guys that have a lot of those built-in medical opinion nonsense. Hey, look, because they're incentivized for 5 times your back pay to get that outcome, right? Got to get that money. I'm hustling. I'm grifting. I'm doing whatever. I don't like them. I'm never going to partner with them. But some of them make 200. They said before Congress, make 250 million a year. I don't care. I'm not an overly religious person.
Right.
But I do have a soul. Okay. And there is something that I cannot it's just a personal thing, but I don't think I could look myself in the mirror if I went that crazy with it. Right. If I started charging, you don't know what the consequences are of stuff like this. I feel bad even, whenever you guys donate, I feel bad. I'm a bleeding heart. Well, I'm a bleeding heart. I wear my heart on my sleeve because I just don't, I don't like it. I think that all this information should be up front, but you know what? Now that the retirement's going into effect, I do have a certain set of skills. And I'm not going to knock anybody like Mr. Kimball. Mr. Kimball has taken his very, very specialized set of skills and he's doing something with it his way.
Okay.
I want to do it my way. And will I win the day? Will I become rich? No, I will not. I will not probably even, 11,000 subscribers is more than I ever thought I'd have. I'm not very good at this because I'm not good at min-maxing the profits.
Okay, right. Now, I just skipped that one, John Michael, because you had said that before, so there's no need to say it again. Yeah. You had said that in another live stream. And now we have our sister Farm Girl Rebel in. Now, brother, I want to ask you, do you think that people start out with good intentions? Some of these veterans, when they started out, this new wave of veterans, past the era of the Vietnam, the first Gulf War, and a lot of these new veterans, they're on social media. Do you think they started off with good intentions and they got somehow corrupted? And how did that happen?
Which group? Give me an example, because there's a lot of leeway there. There's a lot of real estate in that statement that you
Okay,
made.
okay.
You have
Let's
to
start
narrow
off
it down
with,
just a
and
smidge.
I won't. I'll try not to
Maybe not a name. Yeah.
Yeah. So the ones that started out, we have one here in Texas, and I have to say they put out solid information. Okay. So they kind of
they've got their own kind of racket too thing.
They racket
side
too,
hustle or something.
And then the Texas, what you call them, sent a cease and desist
letter,
and they still do it. Still come, hey guys, I'm right here. I'm like, this guy's insane, but they put out solid information. However, my concern is, and so let's say the ones that they're veterans themselves.
Okay.
They veteran themselves. They got everything pretty much in-house. You don't want to deal with anybody that got everything in-house. They can tell you, wow.
Full send. I mean, that closes the door right there for me, because look, there's no objectivity, right? Because what is this process is about evidence. It's either there or it's not. It'd be like the Lieutenant Dan thing. I lost my leg. Okay, sir, you just walked in on 2 flesh-covered legs. What's going on? That's not true. You know what? Like anti-fraud. I am very anti-fraud. So I believe in backing honest businesses. I'm about backing veteran-based businesses. I'm mostly about coffee, actually. If I could get a coffee sponsorship, I would. They could just pay me in coffee. I wouldn't care.
No,
I love coffee that much.
It's nothing wrong with making money, making a lot of money. It's the way you do it. It's no problem with that, as long as you don't lose your focus and vision. People stop. Yeah. So because it costs money to live nowadays. Raiders retired. So trust me, I'm retired, and it costs money to live. I'm retired from the military with my VA compensation and teacher. It still costs money. Did I think my niece was going to come live with me and I was going to have to put her through school? No. So we have a life, and Luna has to eat the most quality dog food out there. You hear me?